March 3rd, 2024, 11:47 p.m. A woman's hand trembles as she presses a stolen smartwatch against a biometric scanner in a $12 million villa in Dubai. The elevator doors slide open. Cold air rushes out. She steps inside, going down, into a basement that shouldn't exist, into a room that isn't on any building plans, into a space where 4 women disappeared from the world. She's about to discover something that will shatter everything she thought she knew about the man sleeping upstairs, the man who saved her brother's life, the man who promised her freedom, the man who was going to sponsor her visa. 4 women, trapped behind soundproof glass, for years, some of them for so long they've forgotten what sunlight feels like. And an empty space on the wall. A hook, with her name written beneath it. Elena. If you're here right now, you're not just watching another true crime story. You're not just scrolling for entertainment. You actually give a damn about what happens to women who disappear into the cracks of a city built on luxury and silence. Women who vanish, and everyone assumes they just went home, just moved on, just chose money over family. Subscribe, because this is where people who care about real justice gather. This is where we tell the stories that matter. Now let me take you back to where this nightmare actually started. Back to January 2022, when the first woman believed a lie that would cost her everything. Back to a coffee shop in Dubai Marina where a predator was hunting. Let me tell you about Sarah Mendoza first, because she's the one nobody talks about. The one whose story got buried in the desert. The one who died in that basement before anyone even knew there was a basement to die in. Before anyone thought to look, before anyone cared enough to ask questions. Sarah Mendoza, 34 years old, born in Batangas, Philippines, 3rd of 6 children. Father was a fisherman who died when she was 12, drowned during a typhoon, never found his body. Her mother remarried a man who worked at a factory, made just enough to keep them fed, not enough to send any of them to college. Sarah finished high school and started working. Convenience store first, then a call center. Then she heard about opportunities in the Gulf, Dubai, Abu Dhabi. Places where a Filipina could make in 1 month what she'd make in 6 months back home. She arrived in Dubai in January 2022 on a domestic worker visa, legal, proper, sponsored by an Emirati family in Jumeirah. Good family. The husband was a government official, the wife was kind, 3 children under 10. They treated Sarah well, gave her her own room, paid her on time, 4,000 dirhams a month, about 54,000 pesos, more money than she'd ever seen in her life. She sent 3,000 dirhams home every month, kept 1,000 for herself, food, phone credit, the occasional coffee on her day off. She should have been safe. She should have worked her 2-year contract, renewed it, sent money home, helped her siblings, saved enough to come home and start a small business. A sorry store, maybe? Something simple. That was the plan, that was the dream. But January 2022, 3rd week, Friday afternoon, her day off, she meets Alexander Bennett at a coffee shop in Dubai Marina, Costa Coffee, the one overlooking the Marina Walk. She's sitting alone reading a romance novel on her phone. He's at the next table with a book, some business book, leadership, success, the kind wealthy men read to feel productive. He strikes up a conversation, asks what she's reading. She tells him. He smiles. British accent. Warm. Not condescending like most Western men she's met here. You seem far too intelligent to be spending your Friday alone, he says. It's his line, his hook, his opening move. Works every single time. They talk for 2 hours. He listens, actually listens. Asks about her family back home, her dreams, what she wants from life besides sending money to people who only call when they need more. He understands her in a way no one has in years, makes her feel seen, important, like she matters as a person, not just as a source of income. He comes back the next Friday. Coincidence, he says. He likes this coffee shop, the view, the atmosphere. They talk for 3 hours this time. By February, it's a routine every Friday. Coffee, conversation. He never pushes, never makes inappropriate comments, never touches her. Perfect gentleman, just two friends talking. March 2022. He tells her about his life. British expatriate, 41 years old, works in consulting, cryptocurrency trading, import-export, makes good money, lives alone in a villa in Albarari, never married, focused on his career. Now he's thinking about slowing down, maybe starting a family, finding someone real. Not these superficial Emirati women or Russian models who only want his money. He asks about her job. She tells him it's fine. The family is good, but she's tired. She works 16 hours some days, cooking, cleaning, taking care of 3 children who don't always listen. The wife is kind but demanding. Perfectionist. Everything must be exactly right. Sarah's always exhausted. You deserve better, Alexander says. Simple, direct. You deserve a life where you're not just surviving, where you're actually living. By the end of March, he makes his proposal. Come work for him. Household manager, light duties, cooking for one person, keeping the villa clean, managing his schedule. He'll pay her 6,000 dirhams, 50% more than she's making now. Her own room, her own bathroom, pool access, freedom. I'll handle all the paperwork, he promises. I'll transfer your sponsorship. Everything legal, everything proper. You can send even more money home. Help your family more. Isn't that what you want? Sarah hesitates. She likes her current family. They treat her well. But 6,000 dirhams. That's 72,000 a year. In 2 years, she could save enough to go home and actually start something. The math is too good to ignore. April 2022. She gives her notice. 2 weeks. The Emirati family is disappointed but understanding. They write her a good reference. Wish her well. Her visa is canceled. She has 30 days to find new sponsorship or leave the country. Alexander says the paperwork is processing. Government is slow, especially during Ramadan. It'll come through. Don't worry. She moves into Villa 42, Al-Barari, on April 15th, 2022. The villa is overwhelming. She's never seen wealth like this in person. Marble floors, crystal chandeliers, furniture that costs more than she'd make in 5 years. Her room is bigger than the house she grew up in. Walk-in closet, ensuite bathroom, king-size bed, windows overlooking the garden. For 3 weeks, it's paradise. She cooks simple meals, cleans the villa. It takes her 3 hours a day. The rest of the time is hers. She swims in the pool, watches TV in her room, video calls her family, shows them the villa. They can't believe it. Their sister living like royalty. But she notices things. Small things. Alexander is particular, specific. He wants her to wear certain clothes, conservative, long sleeves, long skirts, nothing revealing. He says it's respect. Cultural sensitivity, she doesn't question it. He buys her perfume, expensive, French, tuberose and jasmine. I prefer this scent, he says. Would you mind wearing it? She wears it. It's a small thing. Doesn't seem like a big deal. He asks her to change her phone number. Fresh start, he explains. Your old life calling all the time, asking for money. Let's give you some peace. I'll get you a new phone, new number. You can give it to your family when you're ready. She agrees. Makes sense. Her cousins do call, constantly asking for loans. The visa papers never come. Week 4. April turned to May. System delays, Alexander says. Government offices are backed up. Eid holidays. It'll process by end of month. May ends. Still no papers. Sarah's tourist grace period expires May 15th. She's illegal now, overstayer, subject to fines, deportation, possible jail time. Alexander tells her not to worry. I have connections, so we'll handle it. Just stay inside for now. Police are doing raids, checking labor camps, checking malls, looking for illegals. You're safe here. Just don't leave the villa until your papers come through. The villa becomes a cage without visible bars. May 2022, third week. Alexander makes Sarah dinner. Special occasion, he says. 3 weeks working together. She's been wonderful. He wants to celebrate. He cooks. Italian food, pasta carbonara, wine. Good wine, red. She doesn't normally drink, but he insists. 1 glass. To celebrate, she drinks it. It tastes slightly off, bitter, but she's not a wine expert. Maybe that's how expensive wine tastes. Within 30 minutes, she's dizzy, nauseous. The room is spinning. She tries to stand. Her legs don't work. She falls. Alexander catches her. You're okay, he says. His voice sounds far away. Just the wine. You're not used to alcohol. Let me help you to bed. She blacks out. When she wakes up, everything is wrong. She's not in her bedroom. She's in a small room. Concrete walls, 1 cot, 1 toilet, 1 sink, fluorescent lights, no windows. The air is cold. Industrial cold. She screams, throws herself at the door. It's metal, reinforced, doesn't budge. A speaker crackles Alexander's voice. Sarah, I need you to calm down. I need you to listen to me very carefully. You're safe. You're in my basement, the villa's panic room. There's been an incident. Police are looking for you. Your previous employer reported you for theft. They're saying you stole jewelry, 20,000 dirhams worth. They have security footage. Fake footage, obviously, but the police believe them. There's a warrant for your arrest. Sarah's head is pounding. She can't think straight. What? No, I didn't steal anything. I know, I believe you. But the police don't care. They're offering a reward? 5,000 dirhams for information leading to your arrest. Your photo is everywhere. At the mall, at the airport, at the border. If you step outside, someone will recognize you. They'll call the police. You'll be arrested, deported, blacklisted. You'll never work in the Gulf again. Your family will suffer. I need to call them, the family, explain. They won't listen. They've already filed the police report. They want you arrested. I'm protecting you, Sarah. I'm keeping you safe until I can sort this out. I have lawyers working on it, but it takes time. You need to stay here. Stay hidden. Trust me. She doesn't want to trust him. But what choice does she have? She's illegal. He's her sponsor. Her only protection. If he's telling the truth about the police, she's finished. For 3 months, Sarah lives in that room, the panic room. He brings food twice a day, through a slot in the door, plastic containers, rice, chicken, vegetables, no utensils. She eats with her hands. He gives her books, romance novels, magazines, a DVD player with old movies. Tells her it's for her own good, for her safety. She believes him. For 3 months, she believes him. Then August 2022, she figures it out. The food is too fresh. Restaurant quality. The electricity never goes out. The water is too clean. Too pure. If she's hiding from police, why does everything work perfectly? Why is the food so good? Why does Alexander seem so calm? She starts questioning him through the intercom. Show me the news. Show me the warrant. I want to see proof. He gets angry. First time she's heard him raise his voice. You don't trust me? After everything I've done for you, after keeping you safe, after feeding you, this is how you repay me? I just want to see proof. You don't get to make demands, Sarah. You're illegal. You're wanted. You're nothing without me. She starts screaming then, throwing herself against the walls, against the door, hitting the glass, breaking things, the DVD player, the magazines, everything. Let me out. Someone help me, please. No one hears. The soundproofing is perfect, designed for a home theater, designed to contain 110 decibel movie explosions. Her screams don't even register outside the room. For 2 weeks, she screams. Every day. Hours. Until her voice gives out. Until her throat bleeds. Until she's hoarse and broken. Alexander watches through cameras, says nothing, just watches. August 2022, third week, he brings her food. But this time it's different. Tastes wrong. Bitter. Chemical. She doesn't want to eat it, but she's starving. Hasn't eaten in 2 days. He stopped bringing food, punishment for the screaming. She eats it. Within an hour, her chest tightens, heart racing, can't breathe. She's gasping, clawing at her throat, pressing the intercom. Alexander, help, something's wrong, please. He doesn't respond, just watches through the camera. Sarah Mendoza dies on the floor of the panic room at 11:43 p.m. on August 19th, 2022. Heart failure, 34 years old. She came to Dubai to help her family, to send money home, to build a better life. Instead, she died in a soundproof room in a millionaire's basement. Alexander doesn't panic, doesn't call for help. He's planned for this, prepared. He wraps her body in plastic sheeting, heavy duty, industrial. Duct tapes it closed. Waits until 3 a.m., loads her into his Range Rover, drives east on the E11 highway, past the last exit, 15 kilometers into the desert, finds a spot away from the road, away from the construction sites, away from everything. He digs. Takes him 2 hours in the sand, deep enough that the wind won't expose it, deep enough that no one will accidentally find it. He buries Sarah Mendoza in the desert, covers the grave, smooths the sand, drives home, showers, changes clothes, burns the ones he wore, bleaches the panic room, removes every trace of her. By sunrise, it's like Sarah Mendoza never existed. Her family in Batangas waits for her to call. She always calls on Sundays. When she doesn't, they think she's busy, working hard, making money. When weeks pass, they think she met a man, fell in love, got married, forgot about them. It happens. Happens all the time with OFWs. They leave. They don't come back. They build new lives and forget the old ones. They never report her missing. Why would they? She's an adult. She made her choice. Sarah Mendoza disappears without a trace. No investigation, no search, no questions, just gone. The basement sits empty for 2 months while Alexander refines his system. Learns from his mistakes. Sarah fought, screamed, broke things, caused problems. Next time he'll pick different. Pick someone who's been trained their whole life to be quiet, to comply, to not make waves. Someone who freezes instead of fights. September 2022, he finds Maria Santos. Maria Santos, 31 years old, from Cavite, Philippines, eldest of 5 siblings. Father works security at a mall. Mother is a seamstress. They make enough to survive, not enough to thrive. Maria finished college, business administration, graduated with honors. But there are no jobs, not real ones. She works retail, 5,000 pesos a month. Not enough to help her family, not enough to save for her own future. She arrives in Dubai in January 2022, same month as Sarah, employment visa, Fashion Avenue, Dubai Mall, high-end boutique, European designers, dresses that cost 20,000 dirhams, bags that cost 50,000. She makes 4,000 dirhams a month. Good salary, she's good at her job, speaks English well, knows how to handle wealthy customers, how to smile, how to make them feel important. September 2022, second week. Alexander walks into the boutique. He's become a regular at Dubai Mall, hunting grounds. He knows the patterns, the schedules. When new domestic workers arrive, when they're vulnerable, when they're desperate. He watches Maria for 3 days before approaching, studies her, the way she interacts with customers, the way she stands when no one is looking, exhausted, the way she checks her phone during breaks, messages from home, always messages from home asking for money. 4th day, he makes his move. asks her opinion on a gift. For my sister, he lies. She's about your age, similar style. What would you recommend? Maria helps him. Professional, courteous, suggests a handbag, classic, timeless. He buys it without negotiating. 45,000 dirhams, doesn't blink. Before he leaves, he says it. The line. You seem far too intelligent to be working retail. She smiles, polite, professional. Thank you, sir. He comes back 2 days later, returns the bag. My sister didn't like it, wrong color. Asks Maria's opinion again. They talk for 30 minutes. He learns her story, where she's from, how long she's been here, what she wants from life. He comes back every week, sometimes twice a week, always buys something, sometimes returns it, sometimes keeps it. But he always talks to Maria, builds rapport, builds trust. By October, he's inviting her for coffee after her shift. She agrees. It's harmless coffee, public place. He's a customer, rich, British, respectable. They talk for hours. He tells her about his life. Consultant, cryptocurrency, success, loneliness. She tells him about her family, the pressure, the expectations. How she sends 3,000 dirhams home every month and her siblings still ask for more. How she's tired, how she sometimes thinks about quitting, going home. Accepting that Dubai isn't the answer. Don't, Alexander says. You're too smart to give up. You deserve more than this. More than folding clothes for people who don't even see you. By November, he's made his proposal. Same one he made to Sarah. Come work for me, household manager. 6,000 dirhams, your own space, freedom, legal sponsorship. Everything proper? Maria hesitates longer than Sarah did. Something feels off. The offer is too good. The attention is too focused. But 6,000 dirhams, that's life-changing money. That's her youngest brother's college tuition. That's her mother's surgery. That's everything her family needs. December 2022, first week. She quits her job. Her employer is disappointed. She's been a good worker. They write her a reference. Her visa is canceled. She has 30 days. December 10th, 2022. She moves into Villa 42. Same room Sarah had, same bathroom, same closet. She doesn't know Sarah existed, doesn't know what happened in that basement. For 3 weeks, it's perfect. Better than perfect. She has her own space, makes good money, works 3 hours a day, spends the rest of her time reading, swimming, calling family, sending money home. Her siblings can't believe her luck. Villa in Al Barari, rich British boss, living the dream. But she notices things. The same things Sarah noticed. Alexander is particular, wants her to wear certain clothes, conservative, long sleeves, long skirts, buys her perfume, tuberose and jasmine. Same scent he bought Sarah. Asks her to change her phone number. Fresh start, no distractions. The visa papers never come. Week 3. System delays, Alexander says. Government is backed up. Eid holidays. It's December, Eid is in March. Maria doesn't notice the lie. December 31st, 2022, New Year's Eve. Alexander makes dinner. Celebration, he says. New year, new beginning. You've been wonderful, Maria. Let me cook for you. He makes pasta, opens wine, good wine, French. She drinks 1 glass. It tastes bitter. She mentions it. He says that's how expensive wine tastes. Complex. Mature palate required. Within 30 minutes, she's unconscious. She wakes up in the panic room. But it's different from when Sarah was here. Alexander learned. The room is nicer now. 2 cots instead of 1, a small table, books on a shelf, a TV with a DVD player. Creature comforts. Makes the cage feel less like a cage. The speaker crackles. Alexander's voice. Calm, soothing, reasonable. Maria, I need you to stay calm. I need you to listen very carefully. There's been an incident, a catastrophe, something terrible. The world outside has ended. There was a nuclear exchange. Iran and Israel, it escalated. Russia and the United States got involved. Missiles launched, cities destroyed. Dubai was hit. The radiation levels are lethal. Everyone outside is dead or dying. I built this bunker years ago, prepared for exactly this scenario. You're safe here. You're one of the lucky ones, the only survivors in the region. Maria doesn't believe him, can't believe him. It's too insane, too impossible. You're lying. I wish I was. Look. He plays footage on the TV, news broadcasts, CNN, BBC, cities on fire, mushroom clouds, chaos, screaming, death. It looks real, sounds real, professional, convincing, but it's fake. All of it. Alexander spent thousands of dollars commissioning deep fake videos, AI-generated news broadcasts, convincing enough to fool someone who's terrified, someone who's isolated, someone who has no way to verify the truth. No, Maria whispers. No. My family, my siblings. I'm sorry. The Philippines was hit too. Manila, Cebu, multiple strikes. The casualties are in the millions. I'm so sorry, Maria. She breaks down. Completely. Collapses on the floor, screaming, crying. Her family, her mother, her siblings, everyone she loves, gone, vaporized, dead. For 6 months, Maria believes the lie. She's alone in that room. No one to reality check with. No windows, no internet, no contact with the outside world. Just Alexander's voice through the intercom and fake news on a TV screen. She watches the broadcasts every day, sees the devastation. The body counts rising, the government's collapsed, the world ending. She grieves, mourns, goes through the stages, denial, anger, bargaining, depression. Acceptance never comes. How do you accept that everyone you love is dead? June 2023. 6 months in the panic room. Maria starts to notice things, small things. The food is too fresh. Restaurant quality, still warm when it arrives. The vegetables are crisp. The fruit is ripe. The bread is soft. If the world ended, if Dubai is destroyed, if radiation is everywhere, where is this food coming from? The electricity never goes out. Not once. The water is clean, clear, no contamination. The air is climate controlled. Perfect. The news broadcasts stop updating. Same footage looping, same dates, same death counts. Nothing new. She starts questioning. Quietly, carefully. Alexander Baber, where's this food coming from? I have supplies, years worth I prepared. But it's fresh. Vegetables, fruit, those don't last years. Hydroponic garden in another section of the bunker. The lies are smooth, practiced, but they don't quite add up. Maria keeps questioning, keeps pushing, slowly, carefully. She doesn't want to anger him, doesn't want to lose the small comforts she has, but she needs to know the truth. July 2023. She figures it out. The world didn't end. Alexander's lying. She's not in a bunker. She's in a prison, a basement. He trapped her here, drugged her, stole her life. She doesn't tell him she knows, doesn't confront him. She learned from somewhere, maybe instinct, maybe survival, that confrontation is dangerous. Instead, she starts to play along, pretends to believe, pretends to accept, becomes compliant, quiet, obedient. It's the only way to survive. But here's something Maria doesn't know. She almost got out. Alexander almost got caught. Almost went to prison before he could take anyone else. December 2022, 3 weeks after Maria was taken. A neighbor in Al Barari, Villa 38, 4 houses down, hears something. Late at night, 2 a.m., screaming, female, distant but clear. Lasts about 30 seconds, then stops. The neighbor, Mrs. Patricia Hartwell, British expatriate, wife of an oil executive, she's concerned. Calls Villa 42. No answer. Calls again the next day. Still no answer. She mentions it to her husband. Should we call someone? Call who? Security? Police? And say what? We heard screaming? Could have been anything. TV? Could have been a couple fighting? Could have been nothing. But Mrs. Hartwell can't shake it. Something felt wrong. The scream wasn't angry, it was terrified. Desperate. December 18th, 2022. She calls Dubai Police non-emergency line. Reports suspicious activity. I heard screaming from Villa 42, female, distressed. No one answers when I call. The dispatcher logs the complaint. Sends 2 officers. They arrive December 19th, 3 p.m. Alexander is ready. He saw them on his security cameras. Had 20 minutes warning. Enough time to turn off the intercom to the panic room. Enough time to compose himself. Put on the mask. He answers the door barefoot. Linen shirt. Calm. Confused. Officers, is everything okay? We received a report. Someone heard screaming from this villa, female. Is there anyone else living here? Just me, Alexander says. British accent, doing heavy lifting. Upper class, educated, respectable. I live alone. Perhaps the neighbors heard my television. I was watching a horror film last night, quite loud. I apologize if I disturbed anyone. The officers look past him. See marble floors, expensive furniture, everything clean, organized, perfect. Do you mind if we look around? One asks. Standard procedure, just checking. Not at all, please come in. Alexander steps aside. Cooperative, nothing to hide. Would you like some coffee, water? They decline. Walk through the ground floor, living room, kitchen, dining area, guest bathroom. Everything immaculate. No signs of disturbance, no signs of struggle. There's a basement, one officer notes. Sees the elevator. Alexander doesn't miss a beat. Yes, server farm, cryptocurrency mining, industrial equipment, very loud. I keep it down there to contain the noise. He gestures to the elevator. Would you like to see it? The officer nods. Please. Alexander takes them down. The elevator descends. Doors open, the cinema room, exactly as designed. Red velvet walls, tiered seating, professional setup, and speakers playing industrial sounds, cooling systems, fans, machinery, all recordings, all fake, but convincing. As you can see, Alexander gestures broadly, quite loud. I apologize again if my film disturbed the neighbors. I'll keep the volume down. The officers look around. See the cinema, see the server farm, equipment in the back corner, banks of computers, blinking lights, cooling fans. It all looks legitimate, professional, expensive. They don't see the steel door behind the screen, don't see the panic room beyond. Don't walk far enough, don't look close enough. Maria is 40 feet away, behind soundproof glass. She can see them on the security camera feed. Alexander streams to the TV in her room. She's screaming, throwing herself at the glass, banging, kicking, desperate. They can't hear her. The soundproofing is perfect, designed to contain 110 decibel explosions. Her screams are 85 decibels. They don't even register. The officers stay 5 minutes. Thank Alexander. Apologize for the intrusion. Leave. Alexander goes back downstairs after they're gone. Looks at Maria through the camera. She's collapsed on the floor, exhausted from screaming. Hope draining from her eyes. You see? He says through the intercom. His voice is calm, almost kind. No one can hear you. No one's coming. This is your world now. The sooner you accept that, the easier it'll be. Maria stops screaming after that, stops fighting, accepts her reality, becomes compliant. Quiet, the perfect prisoner. March 2023. 6 months since Maria was taken. Alexander is confident now. The system works. The police came and found nothing. The neighbors stopped calling. Everything is perfect. Time to expand the collection. He finds Joy de Macalangan on a dating app. Filipino Cupid. Profile says she's 27, lives in Dubai, works in hospitality, looking for serious relationship. Single mother, son back in Manila. Perfect. Alexander creates his profile. British businessman. cryptocurrency consultant. 42, never married. Looking for someone real, someone genuine, not interested in superficial relationships. Photos show him in expensive suits, at luxury restaurants, in his Range Rover, success, stability, security. He messages Joy, compliments her profile, asks about her life, her son, her dreams, doesn't push, doesn't rush, builds trust slowly, methodically. They message for 3 weeks before meeting in person. Coffee at Armani Hotel, public, safe. She brings a friend, smart, careful, he's charming, attentive, asks about her son, shows genuine interest, doesn't try to kiss her, doesn't even ask for a second date, says he'll text her, lets her decide. She decides yes. They date for 3 months, proper dates, dinners, movies, beach. He meets her friends, they love him. British, successful, respectful, doesn't pressure her for sex, talks about the future, about bringing her son to Dubai, about building a life together. May 2023, he proposes, not marriage yet, but living together. Move in with me, bring your son, I'll sponsor you both. We can be a family. I want that, I want you. He shows her the ring, 2-carat diamond, platinum band, 50,000 dirhams. Says he's saving it for the right moment, when they're ready. When her son is here, they'll do it properly. Beach wedding, family, everything she's ever dreamed of. Joy cries, says yes, calls her mother in Manila. I'm bringing Samuel to Dubai. I met someone good. We're going to be a family. Her mother is cautious. You're sure about this man? You know him? I'm sure, Mama, he's different. He loves me, really loves me. June 2023, first week. Joy quits her job at the hotel. Her employment visa is canceled. Grace period starts. Alexander says that he'll sponsor her and her son. Paperwork is processing, takes time. Government is slow, don't worry. She moves into Villa 42. Same room Maria had, same bathroom, same closet. She doesn't know Maria is 30 feet below her. Doesn't know Sarah is buried in the desert. Doesn't know anything. She calls her mother every day, excited, planning. Samuel will arrive in August, after his school term ends. Then they'll be together. Finally, a real family. Week 4, July 2023. Alexander makes dinner, special occasion. 1 month together, he cooks, French cuisine, coq au vin, wine. She drinks 1 glass. She wakes up in the panic room. But it's different now. There are 2 cots, and someone else is there. A woman, thin, gaunt, staring at her with hollow eyes. Maria Santos. Joy screams. Maria doesn't react, just watches. She's seen this before. The new girl, the shock, the terror, the denial. The speaker crackles. Alexander's voice. Different this time. Not kind, not soothing. Direct, clinical. Joy, listen carefully. The police are hunting you. Drug trafficking charges. Your photo is everywhere. Your ex-boyfriend in Manila, Samuel's father, he reported you. Said you've been smuggling drugs from Dubai to the Philippines. Said you've been using your son as courier. They have evidence, fake evidence, but the police believe it. There's a warrant for your arrest. Death penalty for drug trafficking in the UAE. Execution. I'm protecting you. No, that's not, I know. But the police don't care. I'm keeping you safe. Both of you. Both of us? You and Maria. She's been here for 8 months. Same situation. Accused, hunted, protected. You're safe here, both of you, as long as you stay quiet, as long as you obey. Joy looks at Maria. Maria looks back. Empty. Broken. She doesn't speak. Hasn't spoken in weeks. For the first month, Joy fights, screams, begs, pleads, throws herself at the glass. Maria watches, says nothing. She knows it's useless, learned that lesson months ago. By August, Joy stops fighting, accepts her reality. She and Maria develop a system. They take turns sleeping, one always awake, watching, keeping each other sane. They don't talk much. What is there to say? But they sing Filipino lullabies, folk songs, OPM, the songs their mothers taught them, keeps them human, keeps them connected to something real. September 2023. Joy's son Samuel turns 9. She should be there, should be singing happy birthday, should be there. Instead, she's in a basement in Dubai, trapped. Her son thinks she abandoned him. Her mother calls Alexander's phone, the number Joy had before she disappeared. No answer. She calls the embassy, files a missing person report. They take her information, say they'll look into it, never do. One more Filipina who probably just ran off with a boyfriend. Happens all the time. But September 2023, something happens. Something that almost destroys Alexander's perfect system. An accident, a mistake, a crack in the facade. Grace Oba arrives, 24 years old, ICU nurse, working at Rashid Hospital, good job, legal visa, professional, smart, engaged to a man back in Manila, Paulo, engineer. They're planning to marry next year, saving money, building a future. Alexander sees her at Sheikh Khalifa Hospital. He admits himself. Fake chest pains, convincing, they run tests. Keep him overnight, observation. Grace is his nurse. Night shift. She's professional, kind. Checks on him every hour. Makes sure he's comfortable. He charms her, grateful patient. Thanks her constantly. Asks about her life, her family, her fiancé. She shows him photos. Paulo, handsome, young, happy. They met in college, 7 years together, planning a beach wedding. Boracay, simple, intimate. Alexander's discharged 3 days later. Clean bill of health, just anxiety, stress. He leaves his phone number. If you ever need anything, I owe you. You took such good care of me. She smiles. Polite, professional. Files the number away. Doesn't think about it again. Until he shows up at the hospital 2 weeks later. Just visiting. Brought her coffee. Starbucks. Her favorite. How does he know her favorite? She mentioned it once. Mocha Frappuccino. He remembered. That's very sweet, but you didn't have to. I wanted to. You were so kind to me. Let me return the favor. He visits twice more. Always during her break. Always with coffee. Always just talking. Friendly. Nothing inappropriate. Doesn't ask her out. Doesn't push. Just establishes presence. Builds familiarity. October 2023. He mentions a job opportunity. His household needs a private nurse. Elderly mother. Moved to Dubai from London. Needs round-the-clock care. Medical background required. He'll pay 12,000 dirhams per month. Double what she makes at the hospital. Plus accommodation. Plus food. Plus benefits. I'd have to think about it, Grace says. I'm engaged. Planning a wedding. I need stable income. This is stable, 2-year contract, guaranteed. I'll handle all the paperwork, all the legalities. You'd be helping my mother. She's very sick, needs someone qualified, someone I can trust. Grace is tempted. 12,000 dirhams. That's enough to finish the wedding savings in 6 months. Enough to buy the house in Manila. Enough to start their life properly. She calls Paulo, asks his opinion. It sounds almost too good, Paulo says, but if it's legit, if the contract is real, that's life-changing money. She asks to meet the mother first. See the situation? Alexander hesitates. She's very private, doesn't like strangers, but once you're hired, of course, you'll meet her, care for her, that's the job. Red flag. But Grace needs the money, needs the opportunity, and Alexander has been nothing but professional. Kind, respectful, she says yes. November 2023. She quits the hospital. Her supervisor's disappointed. She's a good nurse, reliable, skilled. But they understand. Better opportunity, better pay. They wish her well. Her visa is canceled. Grace period starts. Alexander says the new sponsorship is processing. His mother's visa paperwork is complex. UK national, elderly, medical needs. Takes time, don't worry. She moves into Villa 42, Same room, same setup. Doesn't meet the mother immediately. She's resting, Alexander says. Sleeping upstairs, she sleeps a lot. Age, illness. You'll start officially next week. For now, just get comfortable. Settle in. Week 2. No mother. Grace asks. Alexander says she's been hospitalized. Emergency, pneumonia, Sheikh Khalifa ICU. The irony. Grace offers to visit her. Care for her at the hospital. Alexander says no. Hospital staff is excellent. She needs rest. Soon you'll meet her. Week 3. Grace realizes there is no mother. There never was. The job is fake. The contract is fake. Alexander is fake. She's trapped. November 25th, 2023. She confronts him. Breakfast. Where is your mother, Alexander? He smiles, calm. And what do you mean? I've been here 3 weeks. I haven't seen her, haven't heard her. I'm a nurse. I know what a sick elderly woman sounds like. She doesn't exist, does she? The mask slips. Just for a second, his eyes go cold. Dead. Then the smile returns. You're right, there is no mother. There never was. I needed you here, and now you are. I'm leaving. No, you're not. He walks to the door, locks it, digital lock, code required. Grace runs for her phone. It's gone. He took it while she slept. She runs for the window. He's faster, grabs her. She fights. Nurse training, strong, capable. But he's stronger, bigger, prepared. He drugs her. Injection, fast acting. She collapses. She wakes up in the panic room. 3 women now, 3 cots. Maria, Joy, and her. The speaker crackles. Alexander's voice, different tone. No more lies about nuclear war, no more lies about police, just truth. Cold, clinical. Grace, welcome. You'll be staying here now. With Maria and Joy, this is your new home. The rules are simple. Obey, stay quiet, don't cause problems. If you do, you'll regret it. If you cooperate, life will be tolerable. Fight me and I'll make you suffer. Your choice. Grace doesn't scream, doesn't cry. Nurse training, assess, analyze, survive. She looks at Maria, at Joy, sees the hollow eyes, the thin bodies, the resignation. How long have you been here? She asks them. Maria speaks first. Her voice is hoarse from disuse. 14 months, Joy adds. 6 months. Grace does the math. 14 months, 6 months. He keeps them for a long time. This isn't temporary. This is permanent. This is collection. Within 2 weeks, Grace figures out the system, the cameras, the soundproofing, the locks, the ventilation. She's a nurse. She understands systems, understands bodies, understands survival. She tells Maria and Joy, we need to get out. There has to be a way. Maria shakes her head. There isn't. We've tried. The glass is reinforced. Bulletproof. The door only opens from outside. The vents are too small. There's no way out. There's always a way, Grace insists. We just haven't found it yet. She starts studying everything. The panic room layout, the camera angles, the food delivery system, the times Alexander comes, his patterns, his routines, everything. December 2023, 2nd week. She notices something. When Alexander delivers food, he has to open the door. For 30 seconds, maybe 40, the door is open. He's standing in the doorway, blocking it. But if they rushed him, all 3 together, weak as they are, maybe they could overpower him, maybe. She proposes the plan to Maria and Joy. Next time he opens the door, we rush him, all 3 of us. We might only get 1 chance. Joy is terrified. If we fail, he'll punish us. You don't know what he's capable of. I know what he's doing right now, Grace says, keeping us in a cage, like animals. I'd rather die trying to escape than live like this. Maria is silent, thinking. Finally, okay, we try. December 15th, 2023, 8 p.m., food delivery time. Alexander opens the door, holding 2 containers, plastic, rice, chicken, same meal he always brings. Grace gives the signal, a nod. They rush. 3 women. Malnourished. weak. No muscle mass left from months of captivity. But desperate. Desperate gives you strength you didn't know you had. They crash into Alexander. He stumbles, drops the food. Grace goes for his eyes. Nurse training. Disable the threat. Joy grabs his arm, tries to push past. Maria aims for the door. Just get through. Get to the stairs, get out. They almost make it. Alexander recovers. Fast. Too fast. Grabs Grace by the hair, slams her into the concrete wall. Hard. Her head bounces. She drops. Dazed. He grabs Joy next. Throws her back into the panic room. She crashes into a cot. Metal frame cuts her leg. Blood. Maria makes it to the stairs. 3 steps. 4. She can see the cinema, the exit, freedom. Alexander catches her ankle, pulls. She falls. Face hits the stairs. Tooth cracks. Blood. He drags her back. Down the stairs. Back into the panic room. Throws her in with Grace and Joy. Locks the door. For a moment, there's just breathing. Heavy. Ragged. Desperate. Then Alexander starts screaming. The mask is gone, completely. This is the real him, the predator, the monster. You're mine. You don't leave. You don't get to leave. This is your world. I decide. I control. You exist because I allow it. He's slamming his fist against the glass. Over and over, blood on his knuckles. Doesn't care. Pure rage. You want to know what happens when you disobey? You want to know? 3 days. No food, no water except what they can cup from the shower. They ration it, share it, survive. On day 4, Alexander returns. Calm again. Controlled. The mask back on. That can't happen again, he says through the intercom. For everyone's safety, I'm installing additional measures. He puts more cameras inside the panic room. 6 now. Every angle, every corner. Covers the shower with a clear curtain. Makes them change clothes in full view. Shower with the curtain open. No privacy, no dignity, total surveillance. I need to see you, he explains, to keep you safe. To make sure you're not planning something stupid. This is for your own good. Grace, Maria, Joy. They break a little more that day, January 2024. Grace tells them something that changes everything. Something that makes the situation infinitely worse. I'm pregnant. The words hang in the air. Heavy. Terrible. What? Joy whispers. I'm pregnant 2 months, maybe 3, before I came here. Paolo and I, She can't finish. Doesn't need to. Maria's face goes white. He can't know, Alexander. If he finds out, I know, Grace says. I know what he'll do. They try to hide it. Baggy robes, strategic positioning when the cameras are on. But bodies don't lie. By February, Grace is showing. Not much, but enough. The robes pull tight across her stomach. Her face fills out slightly. Pregnancy glow. Impossible to hide. February 2024, 3rd week. Alexander notices he's watching the camera feed late night. The women are sleeping. Grace shifts in her sleep. The robe rides up. There. Unmistakable, the curve of early pregnancy. The next day he comes into the panic room. First time in months. Stands in front of Grace. Stares at her stomach. No, he says. Quiet. Deadly quiet. No, 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 no. Grace backs away. Please, Alexander, please. This wasn't the plan. This ruins everything. The collection, the system, the perfection. A child complicates. He's talking to himself. Pacing, hands in his hair. Please don't hurt. He grabs her arm, drags her out of the panic room. Maria and Joy scream. Throw themselves at the glass. Doesn't matter, can't help, can't save her. Alexander takes Grace upstairs, to the main villa, to one of the guest bathrooms. What happens next, Grace won't talk about. Not to police, not to therapists, not to anyone. But when she comes back 3 days later, she's different. Empty, hollow. The pregnancy is gone. However he did it, Abortion pills, physical trauma, something medical, it's done. The baby is gone. Grace stops speaking after that, just stops, won't eat, won't move, lies on her cot staring at the ceiling. Maria and Joy try to reach her, try to bring her back, but she's gone somewhere they can't follow. February 2024, last week. Alexander is rattled. The escape attempt, the pregnancy, the system is cracking. Things are slipping. He's losing control. He needs to refresh, reset, make everything perfect again. Maria has been in the basement for 17 months now, longest captive, most broken, most docile, but also the weakest. Barely 90 pounds, bones visible through skin, not eating much, fading. February 28th, 2024. Alexander comes into the panic room, looks at Maria. Come with me. She doesn't move, can't move, knows what this means. Seen the way he looks at her lately, the calculation, the decision. Maria, come. No. First time she said no in months. Please, I'll be good. It's too late. Come. He grabs her, pulls her out. Joy and Grace and Lovely, who arrived 2 months ago and doesn't understand what's happening yet, they scream, throw themselves at the glass. It doesn't break. Never breaks. Maria is gone for 8 hours. When Alexander returns, he's calm, showered, changed clothes. Whistling softly. He doesn't bring Maria back. 3 days later, Joy finds something. A gold earring under Maria's cot. The ones Maria wore when she first arrived. The ones that were in Alexander's trophy case. Display items, evidence of her existence. They're back in the panic room now, under the cot, returned. Message delivered. Maria isn't coming back. They understand that Maria is dead, buried somewhere. Desert probably, same place as Sarah, same grave maybe. Collection refreshed. Space available for a new acquisition. March 2024. Alexander finds Elena Reyes at Fashion Avenue. 28 years old, perfect victim profile, eldest sibling, family breadwinner, exhausted, vulnerable, desperate. Same script, same timeline, same promises. He's perfected it now. 5 women in. He knows exactly how to identify the vulnerable, how to isolate them, how to trap them. April 2024, Elena moves in. Same room, same setup, same lies. But this time something's different. Elena hears things. Through the vents. When the AC cycles, voices singing. Filipino lullabies. She finds evidence. Lipstick in a drawer. Playlists. Joy's favorites. Grace's music. Lovely's songs. 4 women's names. 4 playlists. 4 ghosts. My exes, Alexander explains. They went back to Manila, didn't work out. I should delete those playlists. Too many memories. But Elena doesn't fully believe him. Something's wrong. She feels it. The villa is too quiet, too perfect, too controlled. She starts testing boundaries, asking questions, pushing back gently, carefully. Doesn't want to anger him, doesn't want to end up like the women in the playlists, but she needs to know. October 30th, 2024. Week 8. Alexander hosts his investor dinner. 5 men, expensive suits, languages Elena doesn't understand, Russian, Arabic, British, English. She's told to stay in her room. Lock the door, don't come out. Business is private, she obeys. Sits in her room listening to muffled voices through the walls, laughter, the clink of glasses, cigar smoke drifting under the door. 11:30 p.m. She hears cars leaving, front door closing, silence. She waits 20 minutes, opens her door carefully, checks the hall, empty, goes to the living room. Alexander is on the sofa, collapsed. Empty bottle of Macallan on the table, 25-year-old scotch, 3,000 dirhams per bottle. He's snoring, deeply unconscious. First time Elena's seen him drunk. First time she's seen him lose control. His smartwatch is on his wrist. The key to everything in this house, gates, doors, elevator, the basement, the lullaby echoes in her memory. The voices through the vents, the women in the playlists. They're not exes who left. They're still here. Downstairs in the basement, in the place Alexander says is a server farm, the place he forbids her from entering. She knows. Somehow she knows. She takes the watch. Her hand shakes as she approaches the elevator. This is insane. This is paranoid. This is her exhausted brain making connections that aren't there. Alexander is eccentric, particular, controlling. But he's not a monster. He saved her brother. He's giving her a life. But the voices, the lullabies, the names, Joy, Grace, Lovely, Maria. She presses the watch against the scanner. The elevator dings. Doors slide open. She steps inside. Going down. 2 years. Joy's been trapped in that basement while Alexander drove his G-Wagon through Dubai, hosted dinner parties, and lived his perfect life upstairs. If that makes your blood boil, subscribe. Because what happens next is the only justice these women get. The question is, did Elena do the right thing going down there? Should she have just run? Or was trying to save them the only choice? The elevator descends. 20 seconds, 30. This basement is deep. Deeper than it should be. Building codes in Dubai restrict basement depth, water table, structural limits. This is excessive. This is intentional. Doors open. Cold air rushes out. Industrial cold. 15 degrees Celsius. Climate control for server equipment, except there's no server equipment. Elena steps into a home cinema. Red velvet walls, tiered seating, 20 seats, professional setup. Screen the size of a movie theater, recessed lighting, surround sound speakers. Probably cost $500,000 dirhams to build, but the air smells wrong. Not like electronics, not like dust. Bleach, ozone, cleaning products, human fear. She walks down the aisle. Between the seats toward the screen, it's raised, tracks visible. Behind it, there's a door, steel, reinforced, unmarked, no handle. Just a biometric scanner. The watch opens it. The room beyond is small, maybe 4 meters by 6 meters. White walls, LED strip lighting, clinical, cold, sterile. A glass display case runs along the left wall, illuminated from within. Museum quality. Elena approaches slowly. Her heart is pounding so hard, she can feel it in her throat. Feel it in her hands, in her chest. Every instinct screaming, run. Get out. Don't look. Don't know. But her feet keep moving. Shelf 1, a Philippine passport, green cover, gold embossing. She opens it, photo of a woman. Maria Santos. Birth date, May 3rd, 1991. Age 31. Issued January 22, 22. Status stamped in red. Cancelled. Beside the passport, a pair of gold earrings. Simple, cheap, probably from a mall kiosk. A plane ticket to Cebu. Departure date, October 15, 2023. Never used. Yellowing. The flight left without her. Shelf 2. Another passport. Joy de Maculangan, March 12, 1996. Age 27, a rosary, white beads, well worn, decades old. Family heirloom probably. Blessed by a priest. Carried from the Philippines. A photo in a plastic sleeve. A boy, 8 years old, school uniform, white shirt, blue tie, gap-toothed smile. Handwritten on the back. Samuel, grade 3. Shelf 3. Another passport. Lovely Reyes. August 8th, 1993. Age 31. A nurse's ID badge from Sheikh Khalifa Hospital and photo of a woman with kind eyes, tired smile. Expiration date, December 2024. Still valid. Or would be if she were free to use it. Beside it, a small gold cross on a chain. Christian. Probably wore it every day. Until Alexander took it. Shelf 4. Another passport. Grace Oba. June 22nd, 1999. Age 24, the youngest. A handwritten letter on lined notebook paper. Flowery script. Blue ink. Dear Mama, I'm safe. I found a good position. Private care nursing. The family is kind. The pay is excellent. I'm sending extra money this month for It stops mid-sentence, unfinished. Whatever else she was going to say, she never got to write it. 4 women, 4 passports, 4 lives stolen and displayed like museum pieces, like trophies, like objects collected by someone who views human beings as things to acquire and possess. Elena's knees give out. She grabs the edge of the display case, cold glass against her palms. She's going to vomit. She's going to scream. She's going to collapse. 4 women, missing, erased. And Alexander has their passports, their belongings, their identities. But where are the women? Then she sees it. The center of the room. A glass partition, floor to ceiling, wall to wall, reinforced, thick, the kind used in prisons, in psych wards, in places designed to contain people who shouldn't be contained. And behind that glass, a room. 3 meters by 4 meters, 4 cots against the walls, metal frames, thin mattresses, standard issue institutional, a toilet in the corner, no privacy, a sink, a shower stall with a clear curtain, everything visible. Everything exposed. 4 women can see each other at all times, using the toilet, showering, changing, no dignity, no privacy, total surveillance. And sitting on those cots, 3 women, living, breathing, real. They're wearing silk robes, identical, the kind Alexander bought for Elena 4 weeks ago. Said he liked her in silk, said it suited her. Different colors, one pink, one blue, one yellow, but same style, same cut, same uniform. They look up as the door opens. No surprise on their faces, no shock, just resignation, acceptance. They've seen this before, the new girl, the replacement, the 5th. The cycle continues, the woman in pink. Joy, Elena realizes. Joy de Maculangan from the passport, from the rosary, from the photo of Samuel, speaks first. Her voice is hoarse from disuse. Quiet, careful. Run. One word, simple, direct, clear. While he's asleep, Joy continues, get out. Run to a neighbor, call police. Don't try to help us, just run. But Elena can't move, can't process, can't breathe. She's staring at them, at their thin bodies, at their hollow eyes, at the cots they've been living on for months, years. How long have they been here? The woman in blue, Grace, the nurse with the unfinished letter, speaks next. Her voice is stronger, clinical, assessing. Nurse training, still there even now. You have maybe 10 minutes before he wakes, maybe 15 if he drank enough. His alcohol tolerance is high, but the scotch was expensive. Old, high proof. He'll sleep heavy for an hour, then restless. You need to go now. Elena finds her voice. Barely. How long have you been here? Joy answers. 21 months. Grace. 14 months. The woman in yellow, lovely, the one with the cross necklace, adds 17 months, 21 months, 14 months, 17 months, nearly 2 years, over a year, year and a half. These women have been living in this room, this cage, this prison, while Alexander lived upstairs, while he shopped at Dubai Mall, while he recruited Elena, while the world kept turning and nobody noticed, nobody looked, nobody cared. Where's Maria? Elena asks. 4 passports, 3 women, 1 missing. Silence. Heavy. Terrible. Finally, Lovely speaks. Gone. He took her 2 months ago, March. She didn't come back. What do you mean gone? Dead, Grace says. Blunt. Clinical. He killed her. Disposed of her. Desert probably, we don't know where. But she's not coming back. Elena looks at Maria's shelf. At her passport, at her earrings, at her plane ticket, evidence of a woman who doesn't exist anymore, who died in this basement, who was buried somewhere in the sand, like Sarah, like whoever else came before. Collection refreshed, space made available, Elena's space, Elena's hook. And there it is. On the wall beside the glass partition, a hook, metal, industrial, the kind you hang heavy coats on. Below it, a label printed on clean white paper. Laminated. Professional. Elena Reyes, Her name, her hook, her space in the collection. She's not here to work for Alexander. She's not here to manage his household. She's here to disappear, to be erased, to become number 5 in a basement in Albarari, Maria's replacement. "Oh God," Elena whispers. "Oh God, oh God, oh God." "Listen to me," Grace says urgently. "You need to leave. Right now. Take his watch. Go upstairs. Get out. Run to a neighbor. Any neighbor. Tell them to call police. Tell them there are women trapped here. Show them the passports if you can carry them. But run. Now. Before he wakes up." But Elena is looking at them, at their thin arms, their hollow cheeks, their dead eyes. 21 months, 14 months, 17 months. Years of suffering while the world moved on, while their families waited, while everyone assumed they were fine, just busy, just working, just living. "I can't leave you here." "You have to," Joy says. "If you try to help us, he'll stop you. He'll trap you too. He's done this before. 5 women. You're the 6th. Don't make it 6. Please, just run. There has to be a way to get you out, all of us." Grace is shaking her head. The glass is reinforced, bulletproof. "We've tried to break it. Can't. The door only opens from outside. We've tried everything. There's no way out from inside. You have to get help from outside. That's the only way." Elena looks around the panic room, at the ventilation ducts, too small, at the toilet, standard plumbing, nothing useful, at the cameras, 6 of them, every angle, watching, recording, always recording. Then she sees it, on her phone. Pull out, take photos, fast. Every passport, every item, every woman, the empty hook with her name, evidence, proof, something police can't ignore. She takes 20 photos, sends them all to her sister in Manila, WhatsApp. One message: "If something happens to me, send these to Dubai police. Don't ask questions, just send." "Smart," Grace says, watching her work. "Now go." But Elena is looking at something else. A fire control panel on the wall of the cinema. Outside the panic room. Standard equipment. Dubai Civil Defense Code requires them in all buildings over a certain value. All luxury villas, especially ones with basements. "The fire suppression system," Elena says. Grace's eyes widen. "Civil Defense Code, hardwired to the grid, can't be disabled remotely. If I trigger it, all locks disengage automatically," Grace finishes. "Emergency protocol, so people can evacuate. The panic room door will open." "And fire department comes," Joy adds. "Police come. He can't stop them all." "But he's upstairs," Lovely says. Her first full sentence, voice shaking. "He'll wake up. He'll hear the alarm. He'll come down. He'll stop you before anyone arrives." Elena looks at the 3 women, at their desperate faces. At 21 months and 14 months and 17 months of suffering. At Maria's empty shelf. At Sarah's ghost. At all the women who disappeared and never came back. "Then I won't give him a chance." She runs back to the cinema, to the fire control panel, manual pull station, red, clear, simple. Behind her through the glass, she hears elevator ding. From upstairs. He's awake. Alexander's voice echoes down the stairwell, groggy, confused. "Elena, what are you doing?" She pulls the alarm. The sound is deafening. Sirens, strobe lights, sprinkler system activates, water everywhere. The cinema floods. The velvet seats soak. The screen warps. The expensive audio equipment shorts out. Hundreds of thousands of dirhams of damage in seconds. All locks in the villa disengage. Emergency protocol, civil defense code. Every door, every gate. Every prison cell pretending to be a panic room. The panic room door clicks. Swings open, hydraulic system, automatic. 3 women spill out. They're weak. Haven't walked more than 10 steps at a time in months. Their legs don't work properly, muscles atrophied, but they're moving, crawling, pulling themselves, desperate. Alexander appears at the bottom of the stairs, soaked. Water pouring from the sprinklers. Hair plastered to his forehead, face twisted, the mask gone, completely gone. This is who he really is, the predator, the collector, the monster. No! He lunges, not at Elena, at Joy, the longest captive. 21 months of his, 21 months of control. He grabs her hair, drags her back toward the panic room. You're mine. You don't leave. You don't get to leave. Grace tackles him from behind. 90 pounds of desperate strength crashes into his legs. He stumbles, doesn't fall, throws her off. She hits the wall, hard, slides down, dazed. Lovely runs for the stairs, makes it 3 steps. He catches her ankle, pulls, she falls. Face hits the marble, blood, screaming. Elena sees the crystal decanter on the cinema bar. Alexander's scotch, Macallan, 25-year-old. The bottle they were drinking from tonight, heavy, solid, cut crystal, probably weighs 3 kilograms. She grabs it, runs, swings. The decanter shatters against the back of Alexander's skull. Explosion of crystal and scotch and blood. He drops Lovely, stumbles, turns, blood running down his neck, soaking into his linen shirt, mixing with the sprinkler water. He's smiling. You think you're saving them? He starts laughing. You think the police will help them? They're illegal. No passports, no proof they exist. Their visas expired years ago. They're criminals, overstayers. The police will arrest them, deport them. The system protects me, Elena, not them. Never them. I win. Elena swings again. He catches her wrist mid-swing, twists. She drops the broken decanter. Crystal pieces scatter across wet marble. I was going to be gentle with you, he whispers. Face inches from hers, blood and water dripping onto her. You were going to be my favorite, the smart one, the strong one, the one who lasted. But now you're just another problem, another Maria, another Sarah. Sirens. Distant but getting closer. Dubai police. Fire department, civil defense. Someone heard the alarm. Someone's coming. Alexander hears them. Panic flashes across his face. First real emotion, first crack. He lets go of Elena. Runs for the elevator. But the women are there. All 3, Joy, Grace, Lovely, blocking it. They can barely stand, holding each other up, but blocking the only exit except the stairs. Move, Alexander orders. They don't. For 21 months and 14 months and 17 months, they've obeyed every command. Stayed silent, stayed still, played dead, pretended not to exist, became ghosts in a basement. Not anymore. Alexander charges. They scatter. He reaches the elevator, presses the button. Nothing. Emergency mode. Manual override required. Security protocol. Can't leave the building during a fire. He runs for the stairs. Elena's grabbed the broken decanter neck, still holding it. Jagged, sharp, glass blade. She steps between him and the stairs. You're not leaving. Elena, move. Be reasonable. You were going to lock me in that room. I can explain. You stole their lives. They chose to stay. You erased them. You killed Maria. You killed Sarah. You're a monster. She drives the broken crystal into his thigh. Deep, femoral region. Nurse training from Grace. Target the blood vessels. He screams. Finally, the control breaks. The mask shatters. He collapses on the stairs. The sirens are right outside now. Multiple vehicles. Blue lights flashing through the windows. Reflecting off the wet marble. Off the blood. Off the crystal. Elena runs. Up the stairs. Through the living room where Alexander was sleeping an hour ago. Through the front door that's standing open. Emergency protocol, all exits accessible. Into the humid Dubai night. March air, 25 degrees. Feels like freedom. She's barefoot, soaked, shaking. Holding 4 passports she grabbed from the display case. Evidence, proof, truth. She doesn't stop running until she sees the uniforms. Dubai police, 3 cars, fire department, 2 trucks, civil defense, ambulances. She runs straight to the first officer, young, Emirati, 25 maybe, confused. This was supposed to be a false alarm. Happens all the time in Al-Barari. Rich people's security systems going off. Basement, Elena gasps, can barely breathe, can't get enough air. 3 women, trapped, hostage, years, please. The officer doesn't understand. Ma'am, slow down. What? Elena shoves the passports at him. Maria Santos, missing September 2022, Joy de Macalangan. Missing June 2023, Grace Oba. Missing November 2023, Lovely Reyes. Missing April 2023, they're alive. They're in the basement. He kept them. Alexander Bennett. British man. Villa 42. Please, please, you have to help them. The officer takes the passports, looks at them, looks at Elena, sees the blood on her hands, the water, the terror in her eyes. He radios for backup. All units. Villa 42, Al-Barari. Possible hostage situation, multiple victims. Need immediate assistance. Within 5 minutes, there are 20 officers, 30. Dubai police don't mess around with potential trafficking cases. Not after the international scandals, not after the UN reports. They descend into the basement, find Alexander on the stairs, bleeding from his leg and head, screaming, not in pain, in rage. They're mine. They're mine. You can't take them. I own them. I saved them. They're mine. They find 3 women, weak, traumatized, sitting on the wet cinema floor, covered in emergency blankets the paramedics brought. Can't stop shaking, can't stop crying. They find the panic room, the cots, the toilet, the shower, the cameras, everything. They find the trophy case. 4 passports, 4 women's belongings, 5 spaces, 1 empty. Maria's shelf, Sarah's space, the women who didn't survive. They find the empty hook, the label, Elna. Evidence, undeniable, overwhelming, damning.